it's Mike Tech PB, and let's answer the question, what size tank should I get? Okay, we get that question a lot, what size tank should I get? 90% of the time, the tank that I'm always going to recommend is going to be the 68 4500. Okay, that's the most sought after tank in paintball is the 68 4500. That is, for most paintball players, the ideal size. It also has the highest resale. It's also the one that's quickest to sell if you need to get rid of it. You know, the safe bet is always the 68 4500. It seems to have just enough length to, if it's, you know, a little too long, you can slide your ASA forward. If it's not long enough, you can slide your ASA back. But for most paintball players, the 68 4500 should be your first choice of tank. With that being said, Ninja Paintball has come out with quite a few different sizes that may, you know, kind of custom fit the marker to you. Now, one of the sizes they've come out with is this new 50 cubic inch tank, which is actually, you can't really go by the cubic inches, especially on some of these smaller ones like the 50, the 49, and the 45, because it's not very descriptive in terms of length. All it's telling you is how much air it holds. It doesn't tell you about length or width. But this one right here, this one's the 50 cubic inch, and if you're a really short player, probably around maybe 5 feet tall, somewhere around there, maybe 5 foot to about 5'2" or so, and you're looking for a tank, you know, for you know, someone with short arms or a younger player, this is a good, you know, this is a good one to start with. It's probably one of the shortest tanks that they make in paintball is the Ninja 50. It's pretty damn small. So, I mean, I would get like, you know, like a bicep cramp from trying to play this. I mean, this is so close to me, it's almost bumping up against my nose. But that's a nice one if you're probably a player, probably somewhere between 4'9" to about 5'2", 5'3", the 50 cubic inch. Or there's even some people that just like a super, super tight feel. That's a really good tank to start with. Personally, I think that Ninja makes another tank that I think I would recommend even more than what that one's called, the booby tank, the 50 cubic inch tank, which Kitty nicknamed. The 49 cubic inch I kind of like a little bit better. It's a little bit thinner than the 50 cubic inch tank. Let me stand them up here. So we're on a little bit of a downward slope here. We are in my garage after all. It is a little bit thinner than the 50 cubic inch, the 49 is, and it's also a little bit longer. So it's probably about an inch, inch and a half longer, and probably about, looks like probably about a half an inch thinner is the 49. This one is probably the one that I'd probably recommend for players that were originally looking for a 45 cubic inch that would like a little extra capacity. This is a great tank. It's also probably Ninja's lightest. And this one here probably I would recommend for players probably right around between 5 foot to about 5'5". Also, if you've got a wife or a girlfriend that plays, you know, like Jen, when I can get her out there to play every now and again, this is the tank that she likes to use. Okay, it's just a little bit, you know, reaches back a little bit more. And also the cool thing about going back a little bit further than the 50 is it's going to balance the gun. It's going to make the gun feel a little bit lighter because the weight in the back of the gun is going to make the gun with the loader on top feel a little bit more balanced instead of so nose heavy. So probably the Ninja 49, if you're a player 5 foot to maybe 5'5", 5'6", that'd be a good safe bet to go with. Now, of course, the 68 4500, which is, you know, the most sought after tank. If you're a player probably anywhere 5'5" to about 6 feet tall, this is definitely a good one to go with, is the 68 4500. So when in doubt, get the 68 4500. So as you can see here on the gun, you know, perfect balance, perfect feel. This is, you know, this is the tank that you want to go with 90% of the time. With that being said, there is a tank now for the taller players like myself. I'm 6'4", and like 6'7" in heels. Anyway, I'm like 6'4", and there's a lot of players that are taller, 6'2", 6'3", and stuff like that. And the 68 sometimes does feel a little bit short when you've got really long arms, you know? So the tank that I've been using that I've really started to like out there on the field is the 70 cubic inch. Now, a lot of people, when they feel this tank, you know, people that are shorter than I am, they're gonna feel and they're like, boy, that feels a little bit, you know, that feels a little bit long. But for me, you know, that's a 70 cubic inch tank. I'm 6'4", and that fits me perfectly and just feels great. Nice balance on the gun. You know, overall, it is longer than the 68 cubic inch. It's also slightly thinner, which I like, but the length is just perfect for me out there being 6'4". Now, if you're, I can't imagine a player tall enough to actually take advantage of a 90 cubic inch tank, but there are some that are out there. I will occasionally use a 90 cubic inch tank on my SP1 when I'm carrying like 6 Pinocchio pods. It's not very often. I'll probably have a 90 cubic inch on my gun when I'm at Living Legends because I'll be carrying 6 Pinocchio pods, but that's the 90 cubic inch. You're talking about a huge tank, and you're definitely going to want this tank on a gun with a little bit of weight to it. This would be a good one to put on like an MTAC. Also, maybe one to put on a maybe even a Tippmann, maybe an A5 or something that's got a lot of weight to it, or a Phenom, because the length of the tank and the weight of the tank is going to balance it out. Now, it's going to feel like a rifle. Okay, it's going to definitely feel like a rifle, but it's going to balance the tank out. But the 90 cubic inch, I'd probably recommend this for people 6'6", 6'7" and over, or somebody that's looking to shoot a massive amount of paint when they're out there on the field. So, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps you make the choice. When in doubt, 68 4500. For the shorter players, 5'2" and under, somewhere around there, check out the Ninja 50 cubic inch. It's a nice small tank. Also, for especially some of the female paintball players or some of the smaller players that are about 5'5", I would definitely go with the 49. The 49 is a great field. Now, Ninja's also got the 45 cubic inch, but the 49 I think is a little bit of a better deal. So hopefully this helps you make your decision on your tank. 68 4500, go with that all day long. A little taller, go with the 70. If you're a Sasquatch, go with the 90. Thanks for tuning in.